Now, the question is, are minimal pairs important? Are they important for teachers to teach and for learners to learn, especially in learning English? Yes, of course it is important. Now, many people ask, well, why is it important? Well, it's important because students sometimes are not able to hear the difference between two words, which may sound exactly the same, but they have completely different meanings. And there is a slight difference in the sound of one of the phonemes. Now, let's look at an example of these two sentences. They look pretty much the same. The difference is these two words, and it's the vowel sound. Now, who will chair the conference? Who will cheer the conference? They kind of sound almost the same, but they mean different things. Now, who will chair the conference means who's going to be the leader in setting up the conference. And who will cheer the conference? Well, who's going to, wow, let's go team. Cheer, which means to support. And usually we'll hear it and refer to it this way. We don't usually hear about people cheering for it, maybe publicity, but who will chair the conference? Might even sound similar to the word share. Who will share the conference, which means to share the information. It could sound something similar to another word. So for our learners, they need to be able to hear the sounds and not be confused by the different meanings. Now, this is what usually my students get confused with, because some students, they're not listening to the ending sounds of the words, and so they rely on the meaning based on the beginning and middle sounds of the words. They're not hearing the final sound. So for some students, this sounds like the same exact word, but it's not. So when I'm teaching my students, I have to overemphasize the ending, because death, and that TH, that voiceless TH, that can be kind of hard for some people to pronounce and listen to. Now, deaf, that's another voiceless sound, but this one with the F, that's meaning people that don't hear. Their hearing doesn't work. So deaf and death, they're completely different meanings, but they sound almost the same, that even my learners, they get these two mixed up. And many times my learners will only say one of them, this one, because from their language, this is that TH, the voiceless TH, it's not in their language, so it's hard for them to use it. And so they fall back onto the F sound, because that one is more familiar. Now, students are going to want to be able to understand clearly. And so having these minimal pair exercises will help your learners so that they can be able to clearly understand what's being expressed to them, and they don't have to make those mistakes that learners don't like making and they avoid at all possible costs. So it's one way to empower your learners by giving them lessons of listening and also for pronunciation with minimal pairs.